This day filled with group stage games here for the Dota 2 CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 12 is almost at an end. A keyword there being almost, because we still have one series for both groups ahead of us, and nothing has been decided yet. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen mostly in Group B here, as we have Alliance taking on Flytothemoon. It should be an exciting series to watch for sure. And of course, once again, I'm joined by my co-host Grant,
hey.
and Lizard's still with us as well.
Yeah, I actually talked to Slacks during the break, and I was like, I need to learn how to co-host. And he was right. He just said, make loud, random noises.
Okay, hit me.
Hello.
Great start.
All right.
Qualified for the job. You know who else makes loud, random noises?
Who? Who, Sheever?
What's
no, I was going to say, Odie Pixel!
Woo!
Hello.
Hey,
How are we doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. I was just going to ask you the same. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Great.
Yeah.
You looking forward to the series?
Absolutely.
Who do you think is going to take it? Just getting straight in there?
Oh, I would have to say Alliance.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Why are you looking at me?
Wow,
Sure.
what do you think?
I think Alliance.
Yeah?
I think Flytothemoon, they are the only CIS representative here.
Yes.
They fought through the European qualifier, actually, but you know, it's going to be a tough one. This Alliance, after we saw Liquid struggle, Alliance seems to be the top dog here, maybe.
Yeah, they're definitely looking like the strongest team at the moment here. Yeah? Them and then IP, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Liquid, so you can't forget about them.
You can really not. All right, well, let's just, break down the series. We're going to start with Alliance. Alliance earlier today, they faced J-Storm, which in their group, I would say, is their more tough opponent compared to the opponent they have right now, and they were able to 2-0 J-Storm.
Yeah, and J-Storm actually won versus that Flytothemoon, right?
Yes.
Pretty quickly. Yeah.
Also 2-0.
Yeah,
So by math, because that is how Dota works.
It's already over.
It's already over. Luckily, that is not how Dota works. It would be very boring if it was. But this team, this Alliance squad, talk to me about them, because they weren't a squad until
they're new.
A couple weeks ago. What?
They're new. There isn't really a whole lot to talk about, like a new team in the new season.
In terms of how they work together. But some of the players, right? I mean,
but the players,
most of them.
yeah, like Fata, he's been around forever.
But now he's playing position 5.
Yeah, he's one of those.
But he was doing that before.
Yep.
Not intentionally, but you look at the numbers.
He's one of those cores that actually transitioned into the 5 after not really finding a team as a core.
Yep.
And right now it looks like it works for Alliance. They've gelled really well together.
Yeah, I think, look at the rest of them. You got Hanskin, you got Limp as well, and these are two players that, right, they were in the Swedish scene, and they also didn't really get accepted into that Swedish in-crowd or whatever, so they had to go on this kind of random stack, and man, they qualified to the major. They look super good right now, at least, and I'm excited.
I mean, it's not really a super random stack as well when you think about it. All these players are pretty good, powerful. You have Nico Baby. He's probably the one that's...
I mean, he was in...
He's the most recent one that breached into the scene. He was in the Europe. He was playing in these... he was playing in so many low-tier cups.
Yeah, he was with
SEA.
the Bulgarian squad, basically unknown. He played with them for a very long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he never really found much success, and I heard he wasn't the best teammate, but I heard when he went to SCA, sometimes you just need to change, right? You need something fresh. He went there. Everything's surprisingly turned around.
I had him muted for 3 years.
I think most people did, honestly,
I used to get him a lot in my pubs, and he was a crybaby, for real, but after a while, as we all grow, he became more mature, he matured out, he was always super talented. That's hands down, he was always really good.
And you want that emotional player,
Exactly.
Maybe not in your pubs, but when it comes to, competitive gaming, you sort of look at the rest of the squad, and I think if this was a squad that didn't have Nico Baby and maybe had sort of another pro that had been around for quite a long time, maybe never sort of hit that top tier success, the team wouldn't be as good as it is. I think it's very important that you've got sort of these 4 veterans. And sure, Nico Baby, he's been playing for a long, long time, but I think sort of the old experience from the others is a little greater. They play with sort of bigger names in the different squads that they've been in. But then you have Nico Baby coming in, and he's still that fresh talent in terms of the drive.
You have the energy.
Yeah, he's got all the
experience,
energy.
right? Experience from Fata and the boys.
I got a question for you, Lizard. So you had him muted. Have you ever muted Lacoste?
Actually, fun story. Lacoste joins me in a game. We were playing versus Sing Sing. and we won. I was like spamming Meepo, we won super hard, and he adds me, he spams me with party invites for like 1 day, 2 days. I don't respond to any of the party invites, and he just deletes me like that from the friend list.
Why didn't you respond to his invite?
Huh?
Why didn't you respond to his invite?
I wasn't playing party, I was just playing solo, that's it. I was like, get away from me, like I care about my
Too
MMR,
cool
that's
to play with Lacoste.
No, it's not like that.
It is, it is.
But he deleted me. We
well,
never
I would
talked
too,
about
because you know, if you're gonna not play with him anyway, why would he have you on your friends list?
Yeah, that's true.
To dodge him.
Yeah. Well, let's find out what Alliance had to say before their match here against Flytothemoon.
We think we have pretty good chances. We're not going to worry too much about what they're doing. We're going to for sure take a look at what they're doing, but most of all, we're going to make sure our approach is good to the game. I'm going to send Flytothemoon a message from Nico Baby. He's telling you that he's coming for you.
All right, is there beef there? Because they're coming out of the same, region, right? Because Nico Baby comes from the CIS region. He was maybe even an outcast, go to Southeast Asia, you know, make it big, crushed it at TI, star player.
If Hanskin said it more convincingly, it's like, oh yeah, Nico Baby says you're
coming for you. Yeah. Watch out, he's coming for you.
But no, I definitely bet, because he definitely was an outcast. There's no doubt about that. Going to SC, and now you get that fresh start back here again. So he just wants to go on a tear and beat everyone who, you know, put him down before, I'm sure.
Now let's talk a little bit about Flytothemoon, because Flytothemoon as an organization or as a team has been around for quite a while, and obviously the biggest Flytothemoon impact was at the Kiev Major, where they came 4th.
No,
Epicenter.
Yes.
Epicenter.
It was also somewhere in CA.
Yeah.
But it was at Epicenter.
But you have to remember that Flytothemoon, as an organization, they formed around Iceberg and Always Wanna Fly, and they qualified for TI like that. But then they got picked up by Winstrike, and if you look at the logo, it's pretty much the same logo like Winstrike's. It's this rocket that's going to the moon.
Flying to the moon.
It's pretty much this. It's almost the same team. And Iceberg, he was in Winstrike like maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and now he's in Flytothemoon.
Yeah.
And he's doing these like ping pong jumps. They're playing ping pong with him pretty much.
But how did they get here? You know what? We got you covered.
Oh.
This is first qualifier that we win. This roster players, it was not hard. It was pretty easily for us. And this tournament is like, it's not about money or something, just we need to boost our team to reach tier 1 level of Dota. That's the goal of this tournament for us. So when we play the qualifier, it was really comfortable for us, this game, and the whole qualifier, and we know that we can easily qualify for this, and we qualified. Yeah, this is the key fight, and we're pretty good here, and killing them all. That's us. We're so good. Our goal in this tournament is a win, because we practice a lot, and we really boost our team play. We have new heroes in our pool, so we really want to win this, at least play and final.
A lot of confidence there, a lot of drive. Really want to, like, having practice for this, really want to do well here. Obviously, we already know the result of the first series of the day. Didn't go the way they planned it, but we saw earlier, for example, when Demon Slayers, they needed a game to warm up. It wouldn't be the first time where a team just needs to get adjusted to the situation a little bit.
Yeah, and I think a team like Flytothemoon, when you have someone like Iceberg, who the hell knows what's going to happen? The guy could just straight up style on middle, solo carry the game.
And he does a lot of times, right?
Yeah, he does.
You know, as you said, you know, he'll dominate that mid lane. But when it comes to the game, you got to look out for the throw he plays. You know, when it comes to overextensions and a little bit too ballsy plays, you know, Iceberg's up there. But that's why we love to watch him, because he's going to get that farm at the start of the game. He's going to crush his lane, and then he's going to provide the entertainment.
Yeah, actually, Shiver was mentioning players that work well under pressure. I think this is definitely one of those rare players that does exactly that. Like, if he dominates the mid lane, he has these throwy plays here and there. But if he doesn't dominate that mid lane, if you pressure him super hard, like, he just takes it all in, goes back to the jungle, farms out a little bit, comes back and crushes you. So
Like, he'll always be able to offer something to the fight. Like, I very rarely see a game with Iceberg in where, even if the mid lane doesn't go great, that he just feels useless the whole game. He is, as you say, he's going to get to that point in the mid game where he will prepare himself, turn up, get the relevant items, and make those plays happen. If anything, I think you've got a better chance of winning the games with Iceberg when he doesn't have too good of a time mid. Because if he has too good of a time mid, that's when he starts to get too cocky.
It's all about the synergy between him and Ark as well. When this team, Flytothemoon, qualified for TI, they had super good synergy in which they exactly knew who's the true position 1 and who's position 2 when it comes to farm priority. One of them has to be creating space, the other one has to be farming. I haven't seen that from Flytothemoon so far with this tag, but yeah, they are pretty fresh.
Yeah, we might just see it in the upcoming games. Now, we heard Hanskin and what he had to say to Flytothemoon, but what does Always Want to Fly want to say to Alliance?
Playing Alliance, we want to win. We came here for win, and we want to win every single team to be the best in this tournament. They're just another team. They are a good team, good players. They have good team play. They play a lot, practice a lot, but we just want to win. That's all.
They just want to win more. The drive.
They're just another team. You know?
They're just another team. What did he say to them? Like,
well, forget the bit where he said nice things about Marvel, but they're just another team.
He said win 8 times during that.
Yes.
He really wants to win.
I mean, that's a good mindset to have.
Win.
That's how, Always Want to Fly's thought process is going. It's just win, win, win.
I mean, you always got to look for ways to win in the game of Dota, right? That's how you play the game.
I hope so.
Well,
I mean,
most of
the pubs I'm playing in, no, but yeah, here, but for sure.
But you always also need to be at a computer in order to win, which is what we're going to have happen right now. Let's welcome in the teams. Welcome Flytothemoon and Alliance. Woo! Woo! And the handshake, of course, as well. And I did see some looks being exchanged there between Nico Baby and Iceberg. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready.
We're going to pretend they hate each other, and this is the biggest rivalry we got.
This is, if you didn't know, this is actually going to end a decade-old rivalry between their families.
What was it? What's it over? What happened 10 years ago, Grant? Tell us all.
It's unspeakable, my friend. I'm sorry, yes.
We know that Iceberg used to be a boxer. Who knows what Nico Baby used to be? Maybe they were both boxers, and they were just,
And he stole his title. I can't give it away, but
I could see Nico Baby's probably more like an MMA guy. I mean, the quick fighting jabs, that's more of Nico Baby's style, I think.
More agile.
No defense, just swinging at him.
You know, all this talk, because before the series, I actually thought that the Flytothemoon, they just came off a loss, and I thought maybe Alliance has the upper hand here. But the more we talk about this, the more I kind of feel like they're going to be able to put up a good fight.
Oh, they're definitely going to be able to put up a good fight. I don't think this is going to be a stomp either way. I think Alliance, sure, you give them the edge, but like 65-35. There's every reason to believe that the Flytothemoon can take this because they are one of these teams that turns up and can do it on the land. They've got these veterans. I mean, not to say that Alliance doesn't, but you sort of look at the combination, the fact that you have these players sticking together for a long time in different teams like Sherman the Slayer and Iceberg. There's every reason to believe that this is a close one.
That's true. Once again, by the way, yes, the votes will be open once the game starts. It is MVP time. Hashtag and the player name in Twitch chat to cast your vote. And here's the commands. Nobody really with too difficult names, but there are some long names.
There's some long ones.
Always Want to Fly is pretty long.
Yeah, but it's fairly easy to remember and to spell. I think this
Does Wanna have 1 or 2 in?
I think still I Annihilate has had the most difficult name.
Yeah, let's see. Owen, can you spell I Annihilate?
I-A-N-N-I-H-I-L-A-T-E. It's not hard. It's not hard. You guys are just all actually idiots. So.
This guy's a genius.
Yeah, I went to school.
Yeah, well.
All right. Well, we're not going to say what we spelled.
I didn't go to school, yeah, so.
It is game time, or rather it's draft time, but you know the drill. Before the draft, we're going to be taking a quick break, but when we're back, it's game time.
so far from pain. I feel it, she's gone. Dead and so unfamiliar. I feel it. My love, inside my blood, inside a soul will lead to her. Buried in my head. I feel the same alone. Tell me what you're here for. There's no answer. And I believe the dark. Tell me what you're here for. 'Cause I know. Hey la la la. You got to believe it, la la. Finding the way out, la la. If I lead the way out, la la. The way out, la la. Lead the way out, la la. This place divides. I'll follow you, my love. Follow you to far away. It takes my life. I'll follow you, my love, but you seem so far away.
It is time. Our final series of the day will decide which team will be starting in the upper bracket and which team will be starting in the lower bracket. Upper bracket seeds you straight into the upper bracket finals.
The winners'
actually.
finals, yeah.
The winners' finals, straight up. So winning your group means you're top 3.
Just like that.
Just like that.
As simple as 4 games in a row, you just gotta win them. But it's not that simple.
I was gonna say 4 actually sounds like quite a lot.
So, you know, it's a reasonable amount.
Yeah. All right, we are in the draft. We've seen obviously all the games from Group A on this stream before. What can we say about playstyles and heroes that we are expecting to see based on that? I am going to imagine that we're going to see maybe a little bit of different heroes coming out from this group.
Definitely some bans and picks oriented around Nico Baby and Dark, I believe also Iceberg. But I've watched a couple of qualifier games from Flytothemoon, and the teams that play against them usually focus on banning out all the heroes that Nico is playing, such as Wraith King, Void. But right now we don't see any of those. We see a Winter Wyvern and a Mirwana, and on the other side we see Kunkka and a Gyro. Also keep in mind that Flytothemoon, they have one of those nasty players, and that's Arc Dota. Like, he likes those meepos, brutes. He's that sneaky little tent pick that you always have to keep in mind. But in the first phase of the bans, you probably want to get rid of these OP heroes of the meta, such as Kunkka, Mirwana as well. You don't really want to be thinking about the last pick, just yet at least.
What about the ABBA? He got banned in all 4 games we watched, and I'm not seeing him up there yet.
Yeah, Alliance have been playing it a lot, so I feel, yeah, you've got to definitely be worried about that. I mean, I'm sure they've done the homework, you know, Flytothemoon with that Gyro pick. It's also something that, you know, obviously a fair few teams are playing, but Alliance in particular, they've found success with recently.
And you talked about, like, Arc being that nasty player. It's funny on the other side, right? It's a lot more just stable. You have Limp and Nico Baby, and you do know what they're going to pick, but they just play, like, their 3-4 heroes so well. Like, it's hard to play against.
I like that so much, and I respect these teams that have these stable players that play normal heroes. I often see these teams fall in a trap of thinking about that 10th pick, that gotcha pick.
Let's get him.
Yeah, let's get him. But that works 1 out of like 5 games, let's say, and that's it. Then you become like a one-trick pony team, and it doesn't really work. Yeah, you don't want to be that. You'd much rather just play this game and outplay the enemy. After all, it feels much more satisfying when you win a real game of those. You know?
Not a meepo game.
Yeah,
you don't feel sad. Isn't that like what your whole career is built on?
Pretty much, and I'm telling you how it is. If I won with
you don't feel very good?
Nah, if I win with a Dazzle or something, it feels much better, you know? It doesn't matter.
Yep,
there it is, I mean, if it gets left in, I feel that Alliance are going to pretty much take that first every draft.
it's a save, it's tower push, it's pretty much does it all.
It can be a support, it can be a core, it doesn't matter really. Like Abaddon is just a well-rounded hero that's strong.
What is it mostly played in Europe? Because in NA, it was mostly offlane.
Offlane in Europe as well.
It was as well before, but right now I see him picked on offlane and on the safe lane as position 5 too.
Yeah.
We'll see. Crystal Maiden and Ogre definitely looking like two scary supports to face against. Like, if Ogre is a support, that.
Yeah, but because you don't get any save, and we know how important that is. We've seen that earlier today as well.
I mean, already on the other side, you have an ABBA, so say this Crystal Main goes for a freeze, boop, shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting that Centaur went through this first phase completely, not banned, not picked. Rubik, however, is the one that they get on the side of Alliance.
I mean, they're still just, this is just pretty much what we saw in qualifiers from them.
Bloodseeker has been picked by, I believe, Alliance as well, recently.
Yeah, they like the Bloodseeker.
That hero, it just saw so much play in the qualifiers. It's fallen off a little bit more. We saw one earlier, it didn't have much success. It just feels like you go all in for that tempo, and if you don't get it, the game's just over.
But you need at least a decent lane.
You do.
Like, he had no lane that game. That's a problem.
Yeah. There's the Wraith King. He played it earlier as well this tournament, so.
He loves it, plays it a lot. Wraith King, Juggernaut, those are the heroes pretty much that are left in the pool that he plays well. Slark as well is one of those. And considering Bloodseeker has been banned out, Slark is also an option.
Is it like, are those carries just that good? Because you think about the new faces at TI, right? It was Hector and Nico Baby, and they played like exactly the same heroes, right?
Yep.
I don't know, are those heroes just OP, or did those two players just kind of get lucky? But those heroes
I think those heroes were very, I mean, Wraith King has, he's had to have sort of a series of little nerfs since then because of how strong he's been. And he's still, he's still getting banned out and getting picked.
It's still good. Like, you just pop those skeletons, and they go and take a tower on their own. Like, takes that balanced.
And we heard Skeeter earlier today say that he was just thinking that the carry meta specifically was kind of stale at the moment. The hero pool is not that exciting, and by just removing most of them, you're forcing your enemies out of their comfort zone.
Yes, forcing something.
Pick a Necro or something like he did. He obviously could play it, but.
A Leshrac, actually. All right, that's interesting.
I know Iceberg plays it a ton, but you don't third pick an Iceberg hero, do you?
No, you can offlane it as well.
Yeah.
Flo can play it.
It can be a 4 as well, I suppose. We saw a lot of 4.
Can we talk about the Jakiro ban? Why ban Jakiro? What's that?
Is that just Limp plays it middle and they don't want to deal with that?
I don't think so. It's interesting. I think it should be giving something away. Perhaps that they will pick some, I don't know, some illusion-based heroes such as PL or perhaps a CK, as they just took one hero that deals a lot of AoE damage, that Slash, and then they also banned out the Jakiro. Maybe that's it. I don't think they're really worried about Jakiro as a core.
You don't think it's sort of setting up for like an Iceberg Templar Assassin down the line? If they want to put like Ogre off lane or have Lesh and CM as the support duo?
That could also be it, yeah. Just to save those refractions a little bit easier.
It's definitely one of the more annoying supports to play against an Alliance. Well, we'll see. I'm going to be interested to see what core they do go for, because you say a lot of carries being taken out.
Yeah.
They've, with the Abaddon, it always feels nice to have a carry that's able to sort of just get in there and get stuck in and really take opportunity of the shield early on. I don't know if we'll necessarily see it, but heroes like the PA, I feel always feels really nice to play with the Abaddon.
Yep.
And this Jugger and Lifestealer are still in too.
Sure. Like PA with a BKB this game, you're just going to, what are these heroes going to do?
Yeah. Not much, Owen.
Jug, Nyx, PA, pretty good. All of these heroes do suffer versus Lash and his pure damage though. Physical.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the Lifestealer is more sort of up Nico Baby's alley.
Let's see, Cotton they picked. All right.
So looks like it will be that 3 Abba.
3 Abaddon, Keeper of the Light. Interesting. Is it going to be a 5 or a 4? Most likely 5 it's played right now. And then you have some Rubik plus Abaddon lane. Whoa.
Oh, I like the raid, because I really feel like the draft for Alliance was opening up to sort of one of these carries, like the Lifesteal of the PA and then Razor, Bam. It's something you've got to think about. Yep. These sort of single target, your standard cores, at least the cores that are left in, Razor's going to have a good time against all of those.
What I see right now from FTM is super high tempo. Like you have this Slash and Razor, they own the mid game if their laning stage goes decently well at least.
And they're setting up, I mean, you got a lot of disables, you have the Razor who just dominates lanes, and they're set up pretty well. I really like the draft, actually.
I guess
you have tower push as well with
just
Lash.
put the Razor versus Abaddon, right? Like, you should be able to win that lane quite easily.
You do.
And then you can put Lash on the offlane or mid, it doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Pugna.
Hook.
Right.
That is a great pick against the Lash as well.
Yeah, some more push from Alliance as well.
I'm surprised we haven't seen that hero. In the qualifiers, that hero is getting picked like every single game. I just realized this is the first game we've seen.
No, I think fundamentally this hero is still incredibly strong, especially when you put it in that mid lane. The fact that you're able to literally mess with every creep wave with the low cooldown of the Crepify, and obviously being able to blast back, you have a very good way of controlling the mid lane and making sure that the enemy mid has to stay around because you're constantly shoving the wave in. It's got a lot of strengths to it.
What could you even pick versus him right now on that mid lane that would work well? It's a question.
Well, you don't think they're going to put the Razor there?
It's possible.
I don't think if it's a Pugna, they're definitely going to want him versus the Abba, if anything, probably.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good question. He's one of those heroes that like feels good because the D-Crep, you always secure like two things. Your tower gets pushed in if you leave.
Like recently, I've seen some core Zeus's or Lena's versus him. But,
yeah, I've seen Lena's.
But my issue is like if they pick a hero such as Lena, Iceberg is definitely super good on her, but she's not in the best like state right now.
Yeah.
And also this lineup of theirs would feel a little bit, I don't know, incomplete with the Lena pick in the end. I don't think they necessarily lack in the damage department. It's more about this utility that they're lacking in.
That stat, by the way, was saying that Fada has played most, or second most Pugna this patch in terms of hours. But that's this patch. Was it all position 5 Pugna?
I don't think so.
We might have to check the stats.
We might have to call in the statisticians here.
Because, well, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, I mean, he played it a lot. I mean, if they showed the Razor stat, he'd probably have the most played on that one, too. Like, he has played a lot of similar heroes.
Alchemist ban.
I think the only reason they might think about the Lena also is, like, they don't have catch, right? All you have is the Rubik for catch.
That's true. You can't get on top of her. That's
which is, like, her biggest problem.
But you know what would be, if they're still looking for Iceberg here and they do want to put, like, the Razor side lane and such, the Lesher support over off lane, I mean, what about the old Sniper, right? That was one of the heroes that's always going to be good against Pugna in the mid lane, and I'm looking at these other 3 heroes outside the Pugna on Alliance side. I think pretty happy sitting back and peeping at these heroes. How are they going to get in the face of you? I guess Abaddon's going to be running in, but these 2 supports, they're not going to have a fun time against a Sniper with a couple of items.
Especially because he has the same problems that Lena has, right? And that's when people get on top of him. And, well, that's...
that will put the Sniper. There's no more Sniper now. Spectre in, okay.
Well, that hurts the Lena pick as well, too, because we just thought, like, you can get on top of anyone with that hero now.
Maybe go for someone with a bit more beef, something like the Viper.
I think you do. I think Viper, DK, someone who can just go to the lane, you know, they can rotate around when they fall behind.
So
also helps you with break versus Spectre, right?
Exactly. It means that Spectre, for the most part, you have to be either very careful how you commit or you do have to get a BKB. Because not having dispersion as a Spectre, you get absolutely shredded.
I don't know, though. Viper, Razor, Lesh, can you really have that tri-core? I mean, nothing really fits with their draft is very unique. They just don't have someone who's going to.
What about putting the Razor mid, picking a Drow, running them over with the Drow strat? You said they play early tempo.
Drow has actually been banned out in the CIS region.
I think Drow's strong.
So that's also an option.
But you're still playing Drow against the Spectre.
Yeah,
true, but you have Hurricane Pike and stuff.
Sure.
If you don't win after a certain period of time, you're just done.
You're
just done with that.
Yeah. And I guess they do have good deep push, right, with the Cottle and the Pugna, so maybe then that sort of puts you off going all in on sort of that sort of tempo.
Well, they only got 35.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of time left, but...
I think now you also, so you need someone who just deals with the Spectre, right? Like, in the late game, I should say. In the laning phase, I think they're going to be okay, but if this Spectre gets to a certain point, like, that's what...
Is PL an option still for them, I wonder? They could go with that.
PL's not bad.
They go with this.
Okay, so they go for a little late game power themselves.
Hey,
Interesting. We don't really see a whole lot of Medusa played right now, but is a late game hero.
Yeah.
Also a hero that can stay on that mid lane versus Pugna if they decide to put her there. You can just spam that Mystic Snake, I suppose. And
I think you have to. You have to put Medusa middle. Because the Mystic Snake is very good. Obviously, you get decrept or he does, you still secure your range creep, you secure all the mana back. It's probably going to be that, but I just don't know if Medusa feels that good this game. I like Alliance's draft a little bit better.
When it comes to these drafts, if you look at the Alliance's draft, you see a solid plan. You see that Pagna creating space, pushing with the teammates while Spectre gets some space and farm, right?
Waits for a good chance to use ulti.
Abaddon has so much utility that he brings to the table. And on the side of Flytothemoon, it looked like, okay, guys, we're going to pick Clash and Razor, and then we'll figure it out. You know,
we'll do it later.
We'll figure out the last pick. Yeah.
All right. I think I will go first. I think Alliance has the upper hand here.
I would agree with that. I think they just have an easier game plan, as Lizard said.
Yeah, definitely going with Alliance.
Yeah, I feel that they're going to have a much easier game, sort of based around the Spectre rather than the Medusa. So I got to go Alliance as well on this.
So what are we looking for in this game for Flytothemoon? What needs to go well for them?
They gotta kill towers early, I think. They gotta run over towers. They need to do what the Alliance wants to do with Spectre, but you can actually push with Medusa. That's the good thing. So 5-man, you gotta win your 5v4 fights, because there will be a lot of 5v4 fights, I think.
5v4 fights, you gotta win them. Sounds so simple. It's not that simple probably though. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen in this first game of this series. Let's head over to Moxie and Lacoste.
Thank you so much, Shiver. Well, they have a lot of Moon haters over there on that panel. What do you think?
Oh, for sure. And did you notice that their coach is actually having a NASA t-shirt?
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's perfect. You know, it's the little details, right?
It's
Same
all
thing
about
in
the
Dota.
details,
It's the
Moxie.
little details. And I'm expecting you to catch every single one of those, Lacoste. You got it?
All right,
Every
I'm on it.
single one. All right, though. You can see that Alliance is hanging out down here. It's been some time since I've seen a Pugna.
Pugna was really popular in the North American scene. He was mostly picked against like heavy hitters. Void was popular, and I think it's most likely picked in this game because of the last track, high mana pool. One of the reasons why they banned out Anti-Mage as well.
Definitely makes a good point. Definitely don't want to be sending all of those spells out when they've got the another ward placed down. So what about you? How are you feeling about these two drafts?
I would definitely give an upper hand to Alliance. They have an ability to push the towers early on with Abaddon and Pugna, of course. Same goes for Flytothemoon. I mean, they have Leshrac as well on top of that. But Spectre in the late game, she's just way better than Medusa.
So this is one of those things where Flytothemoon has to hit a specific timing, basically, if they have a shot, you think, or?
We should not underestimate the power of Medusa plus a Bloodlust, especially with Ogre with the Razor in the team as well, with this static link. If he gets a good static link in a team fight plus a Bloodlust.
You can see that pressure being placed down here over in this mid lane already. Limp might be pushing a little bit, trying to take off some of that HP on Iceberg. What are your thoughts on this middle lane here?
It's definitely Pugna favored. He just needs to be careful about not being hit by the snake. They placed the Observer Ward on the mid lane so the snake can bounce.
I said a little bit further back too, so it's going to be more difficult for them to try to get any sort of a D ward, which I do appreciate. It's little things like that. We just talked about details. Have a little bit of a 1v1 going on between Hanskin and Slayer down here. He's going to trade some blows, and 33 just pulling that wave underneath the tier 2 here. Pretty standard stuff so far.
Yeah, since they're tri-laning at the bottom, 33 needs to find a way to get the XP in the farm. It's really tough for him to lane against the Razor. I was expecting Razor to get something like a Windlaze, then buy Boots of Speed in the side shop, have the extra movement speed, just try to run down at the Abaddon. You can see Abaddon also buying a Windlaze to have the extra move speed.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense here. Well, some body blocking coming out, trying to get some of those value shots over onto Slayer. Started to wind up for the stun, but cancels it out. Just keeping those supports really busy here. Doesn't quite managed to land it on Fata, sidesteps it. And he knows that he can just TP out, no problem here. Top lane, You have Kellen chasing down after 33 a little bit. Always want to fly. It's already used that Crystal Nova. That's the tough thing about Crystal Maiden, right? Is that you just don't have a large mana pool. Back in the day, you know, you used to be able to get off like, what, 2 Frostbites or so, but that's not the case anymore. You gotta have those mangoes.
Yeah. And the batter knows that if he's in trouble, he can just TP out since Crystal Maiden is only level 1.
And is going to continue only being level 1, it looks like, with the chase going on.
Oh, there's a region on bottom, but none of the teams have vision of it. Slayer, he wants to scout it out, but Fata just being really annoying.
I mean, he keeps just pulling them away, though, the entire time. Hanskin and Fata have just been chasing after him, and that's been allowing Flo to, you know, get things done in that lane.
33 dragging the creep wave to the mid lane, and now he's farming it. Seems like he wants the suicide. He put the Stout Shield in the backpack for easier suicide.
It's good efficiency right there.
He got the boost of speed. That's all he needs.
Just don't want to let Razor hold on for too long. Feels like all these lanes, though, they're just really content to sit back, farm, not get too aggressive. Obviously, little Shrek has been moving his way around, just trying to make those supports fall. Crystal Maiden is taking a punishing here from 33. But I mean, it's Crystal Maiden. He's probably not too concerned about this. If anything, she has to be very concerned about him. In fact, already just getting chunked down.
Ooh, I thought he was going to go for it, but instead, it's a safer play. Just drag the 2 creep waves between tier 1 and tier 2 tower, farm and get the XP, deny your own creep wave. Slayer's also having a trouble at the bottom lane.
Is the Crystal Maiden, does she have the 2nd level now at this point?
Not yet.
Not yet? Oh boy. Life is rough. Life is rough for Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, so far 0 kills, 4 minutes in. Medusa still keeping a point if she wants to go back to jungle, so we'll put in the split shot. Ogre in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good right now for Alliance. Nico Baby gonna be able to get the first blood by killing Flo.
This is exactly what they need to do. They need to secure Nico Baby's lane, and with them tri-laning here, that's exactly what they're doing. 33.
33, he's sitting really low. He's gonna be able to get the deny off. Crystal Maiden, though, probably gonna have to walk back and get some health back, among other things. So if she wasn't already behind before, now she is even further having to walk away. And those are gonna be the runes coming up now. Alliance managing to secure 2 of them. We get 1 over to Flytothemoon.
33 will TP mid, refill Pugna's bottle. Yeah, he also needs to give it to him. Also bought Orb of Venom, so they're gonna try to run him down. There's the Decrypify.
Oh, that was
a
so
great
close.
TP.
Now that does mean, though, because he TP'd out, he's gonna have to go walking all the way back again.
He can't do much on the top lane. He can keep repeating what he was doing, drag the creep wave, harass Crystal Maiden a little bit. Yeah, the Flytothemoon right now, they understood that they can't do anything on the bottom lane, so they just switched to the top.
I think that makes a little bit more sense, though, right? Because you send both of your supports up top, try to make some more space, try to make something happen. You know, we do have that smoke over here on Always Want to Fly. Should be able to go and throw down a ward or something over here. They don't manage to grab the regen. Pugna bottling that up, saving it for later.
It's really tough for them to rotate. Crystal Maiden has Boots of Speed, only level 2, no points in Frostbite, and Slayer also no boots.
Ooh, nice landing on that stun. This should be a dead 33, although they're going to turn it back around, and unfortunately not going to be able to get that suicide off this time, not with all that damage. So I think it's a worthy rotation of the supports, like you said. They're just kind of moving around, not getting anything done other than kind of keeping the other supports very busy in that bottom lane. So having them come top, getting maybe a kill or 2, slowing down the farm of the Abaddon.
Yeah, Alliance understood what Flytothemoon wants to do with Edict and the Siege Creep, put some pressure on the tower. Limp already rotated to the top, now he needs to go back to the middle lane since they stopped the push. The thing is, Spectre is level 6.5, 7 minutes in. She's just free farming at the moment.
Well, that was the problem, too, with the supports that they sent down there, is that there's not too much that they can do super early on, especially when you've got an off-lane Ogre, right? Just gonna get chased around by Nico Baby. In fact, you know, they had the tri-lane bottom, and Nico Baby still ended up getting the first blood, so it's definitely not the way you want to run your lanes.
It's so hard to score a kill on Flytothemoon. Lashrak needs to land a stun, and it's only 1 point with no boots.
Oh, top lane again. Always one of Fly's getting bullied, but here comes the Razor. And he's very, very speedy. He's going to back off, though, farm up some of these creeps that are stacked up.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see too many kills. Flytothemoon just wants to farm up. Ogre still needs to catch up, level 5 only at the moment, and he wants the Bloodlust Medusa so she can have a farm now. She even moved to the triangle.
Again, they're going to try to chase after Ogre. That's a lot of damage. They're going to be able to toss him back. And that life drain coming through, helping from Limp. They'll get another kill for Nico Baby. He's having the time of his life. No one's bothering him. He's got 2 kills under his belt. He got the first blood. Life is good if you're a Spectre.
Yeah.
In this game, anyways.
And Spectre is level 7 right now. 4 points in Dagger plus an ulti. They want to make a move.
So where's the best place? Do you send someone top to go after 33 again, or?
They could just pressure the bottom lane. Pagana, 4 points in Blast will be more than enough. Always want to fly, really low on HP.
It just feels like this lane can't do that much right now, right? Especially, you know, Crystal Maiden super underleveled. Top lane, though, you do have the Razor chasing down 33.
You can't
back around. He's sapping a lot of strength. And that's going to be our first haunt coming out as Nico Baby chasing after this Razor. He's going to try to TP out, and they just managed to get enough damage off.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They should be more careful about it. Razor is the one hero that is going to need to make some plays to come back into this game. He was having a really good time. 21 denies and 68 CS at this moment.
Yeah, he's definitely the one of the tempo controlling heroes on that side. It's going to come down to that, and Lashrak trying to take towers, make a lot of space. While Medusa farms up, and you can see they've got a lot of stacks going on both sides.
Spectre got the kill on the top lane. TP'd back bottom, will continue to farm. It's really hard to gank her.
This is actually the most active Spectre I think we've seen in a while, right? Because usually, you know, Spectres, they kind of sit back. Yeah, when they get the haunt, they try to go in, but did get a couple of those kills early on in lane. And always want to fly. Doesn't have anyone to back him up right now. With 33, just chase after, gets a silence off, one more hit. And that's a kill for the Abaddon.
Flytothemoon needs to make a move with the Razor. Try to make something happen while Medusa farms. Lashrak is level 5, 3 points in Edict. Also, they should group up and try to push some towers right now.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see Slayer maybe go bottom along with the Razor, put some pressure on that tower, take away one of the entry points into the Radiant jungle. But it seems like he's spending some time over in that jungle there, and he does TP over to the mid lane. So maybe they're putting a higher emphasis here on that mid tower. Or they're just trying to help the Deuce out, maybe, I don't know. Slayer? Chasing after Limp here. Doesn't quite land that stun. Just a little bit
Well, that
too
was
short.
ambitious.
There's no mana left on Limp though right now, so. Just feels like there's not much direction going on right now. What do you think?
Yeah, Flytothemoon's lineup does not want to take early fights. They would love to group up at one point, but Medusa definitely needs 2+ items.
Oh, that's a nice stack over there that Hanskin's made. Gonna give a little bit of support gold. It's also gonna get some more experience over here. So, family that farms together stays together. Slayer, though, it does spot out over here on the side. They'll get the lift off. Turn around. Some of that Edict down on the ground. Can they get the kill on Rubik? Not gonna be able to go and use that shrine just yet, but they'll be able to get a retaliation kill as Limp gets himself a kill on Slayer. Looks like there was a bit of a skirmish down bottom too. Kellen sitting a bit low.
It's just a position 4 for position 4 trade. Limp will pressure that tower. There's no way they defend this one.
That is the most value tower in the game. Not that they have, you know, the greatest roshing lineup by any means, but it does open up a little bit more space, and especially that entry into the jungle. Is this one of these things, like looking at Flytothemoon's draft, it feels like they kind of tried to go toe-to-toe with the Spectre. Do you think it might have been better if they had tried to do something a little bit more mid-game orientated?
Yeah, right now they definitely do not want to take a fight. It's Medusa plus Ogre who just bought a Midas, and how do you gank? Like Leshrac needs to land the stun, but there's no one to set it up.
Maybe you can get the Ogre if he like goes forward, but the second you see an Ogre running at you, you know there's other people standing behind. You know that that's not, you know, a free kill. It's definitely calculated. DP's going out towards that bottom lane. Trying to protect this bottom tower. They haven't really put much damage on it either, considering the fact that they do have a Leshrac. Now, he is a support. Oh, always want to fly, taking another blast to the face right around his own shrine. And you can see Flo is just like, oh no, I don't want that. And still, Medusa is here now. I'm not sure. Maybe they're trying to set something up?
They're just baiting things, and now Spectre can do whatever she wants at the bottom lane. They will pressure the tower. Razor needs to be careful about it. Instant smoke by Flytothemoon. And they already know this ward scan things out.
That and like literally no one is showing up in lane. Get that Bloodlust up and running over on Slayer. It just feels like they don't know what their, like they know what their next move is, but they can't find the opening, I guess, over on the side of Flytothemoon. Whereas Alliance has a very clear-cut draft, right? We take towers of the Pugna, we make space for our Spectre. That's the plan.
Yeah, both of the teams don't have a ganking lineup. It's really hard to set up things for Alliance as well. They want to have Radiance on Spectre, and then they will try to group up and take some towers. Pretty even game in terms of net worth.
It's just kind of a farm fest, right? Although having the Pugna be core, I feel like that helps a little bit more in being able to take down buildings. A little bit of a chase though, bottom lane, 33. That's a nice Ignis, gonna be able to draw two of them right on the edge for the Razor. Looks like Razor should be able to run himself away. Always want to fly though, is gonna get taken down. That's another kill for Nico, baby. He's got 3 kills, 1 assist, and he's farming very, very well. They need to be very concerned about this.
Alliance is just better at the moment of using the info on the map. They saw, who was it, Leshrac showing in the jungle where they have a deep ward, and Ogre was on the top lane. So they used that advantage and got a kill. I mean, it's not a big kill, but the gold went to Spectre, so it's all good. Also, bounty runes.
This is nice. They picked up the Mystic Snake. Top lane, though, they're trying to go for that bounty rune. We'll lose Limp. And that is a Freezing Field coming out from the Crystal Maidens. It's going to be on cooldown for a bit. I don't think they really mind, though. Again, it's all just coming down to, you know, getting farm on these cores.
Against Medusa, Spectre would usually go for Diffusal and Mantis style, but since she's having such a nice game, getting a Radiance first item is always great. Then you can switch at the later stages, get a Manta, even Diffusal after that, just to burn the mana.
And that's just such a nightmare, getting that early Radiance on your Spectre, right? Like, it's excellent, obviously, for Alliance, but you look at like what they've got on the side of Flytothemoon. Once she gets that Radiance and she haunts, like, it's going to cause so many problems for them in these fights. They're just going to melt.
Yeah, 2 supports with no escape mechanism, no farm at this point, which means no defensive items. It's going to be real tough for them.
You can already see 2 Alliance taking over parts of the jungle. And really just trying to shrink the map for the side of Flytothemoon. And they know they need to have these camps. They need to be able to stack them. They have a Medusa. Every time that she shows up in lane, she's got to feel a little bit nervous too. So they're doing a really good job of controlling this at this time.
Dire are scanning.
Flytothemoon, they're not done farming. Medusa, about to finish her Manta style. That's when the farm actually starts.
Is it going to be enough, though, with the way that Nico Baby's just going to town here, is my question.
Once that Radiance is up, they're definitely going to try to seek a fight.
Slayer, seeing Fata, has Iceberg nearby, does land that stun, and they just burn him down. And this is like what you were talking about, right? The fact that, you know, Medusa having the Bloodlust does quite a bit of damage very quickly. But while they're taking this tier 1, they're taking a tier 2 on the top. You don't want to trade this. Especially now that the Pugna's here, it's gone. It's absolutely gone.
That's Siege Creep plus Abaddon, more than enough, and Pugna on top of it.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
They're just running out of room. They will go and TP there over to the shrine, hoping that maybe they'll overstay their... Yeah, in fact, that's going to be it. Iceberg running out. Limp is very speedy, but they turn around. They find themselves Slayer. They get a nice, quick and easy kill here. 33 spotting out everyone else, but unfortunately cannot cancel that TP that the Deuce is porting out on. And that's a Radiance done for Nico, baby. He's got Soul Ring, Phase Boots, and Radiance. About 17 minutes. That's going to feel so good.
He's ready to fight. I mean, he's keeping up with the Medusa, who has a Bloodlust and Crystal Maiden Aura, which means she can spam the Mystic Snake more often.
But they also have so many like good saves, I guess, over on the lines. Right, you've got a Batten who just constantly can be throwing out shields. He can also, you know, be healing up people. In this case, get the final hit on the tower and then just walk away. And then also you've got, you know, the Ignis. You've got life drain, or in some cases, you know, life just as you put it right back in. That is, of course, the technical name for that. But I feel like it's very, very difficult to take down the heroes coming out on the side of Alliance.
I always loved multiple layers of save. Even Pagna decided to go for a 4-staff because they are lacking stuns, and it's great against whoever static used on. There's the Haunt.
There's the Haunt coming in, plus the Ignis. Nico, baby, comes right into this fight. He wants a kill on Dusa. Is going to be able to find it. He's going to keep going. Has his eyes on Always Want to Fly, and he's burning her down very, very quickly. Has the shield. They pop it. They get the kill, and they'll take down Flo, too. And a tower. That is textbook efficiency. That is beautiful right there. The fact they were able to take a team fight and take not only one tower, but also put pressure over here on this tier 3. Very nice Dota Alliance is playing right now.
Yeah, and Rubik just stole the Bloodlust. So Bloodlusted Spectre,
oh my God,
who has multiple saves on her side, especially a Batten with the shield. Like, there's no way she's dying. This is going to be a full set of racks.
Look how fast they're just attacking it, too. That's wild.
It's way too fast.
Wild. My favorite is when, what is it, Alchemist starts going like absolutely bananas. Just looks like he's flailing like one of those, what are those, the wiggly arm things that they have at car dealerships? Obviously doing much more damage than those. Although I imagine those would probably hurt if you got hit in the face with them. Smoke gets picked up though over on the Crystal Maiden. It feels like maybe they want to try to do something, of course. Haunt being on cooldown helps a little bit, but it feels like the Razor just never got the chance to really group up and kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah, after that one death on the top lane where he overextended, got killed, he started to play more safe. Just went back to jungle, kept farming, but he was the one that should have made some kind of an action. Try to make stuff happen, because if you're just doing nothing, it's not playing to win.
Indeed, it's not.
Now my enemies pay.
All right, Rune's picked up. I still have that Bloodlust on Hanskin. He's got to be so happy with that. That's the perfect tool to send to the rest of your team. They do spot out Slayer. Hanskin doesn't have a blink, though. Okay, in comes Flo. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. They take down Hanskin.
Yeah, Hanskin will definitely tank that one for Nico, baby.
This Crystal Maiden is like the most destitute single mother I've ever seen. She's got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, wait until someone uses any spell and gets the last raindrop charge.
Again, they're chasing after Slayer. They drop the Ignis as well here. Slayer is going to keep getting turned around, gets put to sleep. Nico, baby, again, getting another kill. And then he's just going to TP out. They don't want to stay here any longer. They don't have anything to stop them.
Sometimes it's that easy. Just TP out. Sadly, Abaddon does not have enough mana to TP out, which means that he's going to die. Can he suicide?
I don't think so. Not with that multicast. And that is a kill going over to the side of Iceberg.
Nico Baby is playing so well.
He's been very, very efficient in knowing when to join the fights and when not to. And I think that's a big indication of a good core player, right?
Yeah.
You don't want the one that just sits there and farms. You want the one that looks and says, oh, if I join right now, I can help my team win a fight and we can also get a tower.
And he understands that he does not need to use ulti there to scan things out because fight is already over. The call was made. They're just steeping out, so back to farming.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to see core players that definitely understand that. So it looks like top lane, they've lost all of their towers. Same in mid. There is still one tier 2 here on the bottom. But I have a feeling that's not going to be standing around for much longer either. I do like this. I like the pipe medallion pickup on the Ogre. I think that's going to help, because you really just want to enable your Medusa too, right?
Ogre just needs to be the utility for this team. Pipe will mitigate damage from Rubik, anything stolen, of course, Pugna and the Illuminate.
Yeah, that Arcane Supremacy is just so nice, especially if you're stealing anything off of the Leshrac.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Just a big chonky boy. Hitting some golems here.
Flytothemoon at the moment understands that they can't take a fight right now, so they're just going to keep farming. Hope that they don't lose one more side, because trying to siege tier 3 tower against Medusa is always scary.
I mean, the good thing for them is that they do have pretty decent wave clear in the form of, you know, Leshrac, Medusa, Crystal Maiden, even to a certain extent, and Razor. Not so much with Ogre unless he gets a really good, you know, multicast and he's got a Midas, but that's not the case here. The problem is when they do take these fights, they're very, very intelligent. They make sure that, you know, they get a lot out of all the ultimates that they use. Like, I don't think I've seen Vata do an Ignis without getting at least 2 players in it so far this game. I could be wrong.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
BKB is completed now for the Leshrac, so that's going to be helpful.
Scan will connect. So Dire knows something is happening. That's a lot of damage.
Can they even compete with that? I don't know. Maybe if they get a good Ignis. They get a good Ignis, possibly. Or sorry, rather.
Well, they definitely need an extra Ignis on Flytothemoon.
They do, yes,
to
absolutely.
Take a team fight.
I was looking at the coddle and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't know, that's pretty suspect. Scotty is finished on the Medusa, though. She's coming online more and more, but I'm just too concerned that the Spectre is too big. Like, there's so many pieces, right, that they have to get just perfectly on the side of Flytothemoon.
Slow siege of Roche. Using the shield plus the Solar Crest on Roche, while Spectre is just solo hitting it.
And they're not even going for it. I've got that Aegis. Oh, always want to fly. Ignis does get dropped. Doesn't quite manage to land over onto that Leshrac, but they will be able to take the Crystal Maiden. It's the BKB coming out. It's very defensive, though. It's not how you want to use that brand new shiny BKB. I'm pretty sure Nico Baby's going to go for a bit of a dive. Yeah? There's the lift, though. They turn targets, have their eyes over on Iceberg. There's going to be the split. They're holding pretty well here. They are forcing Nico Baby back. He doesn't have any mana right now.
Yeah, Medusa doesn't deal that much damage at the moment, but she is tanky and she steals a lot of mana. Ideally, she wants to get to level 20, -4 seconds on the Mystic Snake.
It is very difficult to push into a Medusa like that.
25 minutes in, we saw only one big team fight, and after that they cleared the tier 3 towers. They understand that if they lose a team fight, this game just ends for them.
Limp. Oh, he's got a Dagon. Is that Decrepify? They do a bit of damage. Not enough, though. This Crystal Maiden doesn't even have Tranquil Boots. Oh, Lord.
She has a Bracer. That's what position 5
She's
needs at the moment in this patch.
A Bracer or even like a Cloak might be pretty good. I don't know. They're just bullying them out of their own jungle. Doesn't feel good if you're Flytothemoon right now. So we have a Dagon 3 online now for Pugna. Well, chase after the Abaddon here. BKB is getting popped. They'll be able to take down the Nether Ward, but
this is exactly how they want to play this. Try to bait a BKB, and the Spectre kills him even without the ulti. Now with the Manta Style and the Fusel Blade, this Medusa needs to be careful. Oh, Courier.
Oh, can they get this kill? Yeah, they'll take the kill down on Flytothemoon. Always want to fly. Flying right back to the fountain. They just go for a full-on dive. Nico Baby in the top lane. Bottom lane. Oh my gosh, I keep doing that today. And he's just burning flow down, slowly but surely. Just feels like a slaughter right now. Nico Baby's not afraid of anything. He's got an Aegis. He gets a triple kill out. There's a lot of damage being thrown out onto Limp. Not going to be able to quite get it. It just forces him right back to the fountain.
Just
no
keep hitting him while
anything.
the rest of the team tries to clear one more side. Since they have a tier 2 tower on the bottom, just switch to the top. The only thing that is keeping Flytothemoon in this game is Medusa right now. Medusa, Mystic Snake, she got herself to level 20. Oh, maybe not yet. It's still half of the level.
Oh, and the Rubik actually being able to grab that Mystic Snake is actually so good for Alliance. It's scary, though, the fact that Slayer has a BKB, and it doesn't matter because Spectre just runs at him full tilt.
And this is a third 4-staff on Alliance. Once you buy the fourth 4-staff, the game just ends.
You unlock a special special ending, right? Secret ending. Yeah, I don't know. Nico Baby, he's at the point, too, where it just seems like, okay, I don't have any mana left. I don't really care. Slayer, bottom lane, 33. Gonna get a couple of these hits off with that medallion. Side steps. Doesn't have anything
Bash,
to cancel,
just
though.
kidding. There's no Basher. Meanwhile, on the top lane,
decent amount of damage stolen. Fata, though, with the blinding light force staff down to the low ground. And Nico Baby just says, yeah, all right, that was cool, but I'm done. I'm going to go back to farming. Get your... Oh, almost. Almost gets that career. And you can see the pings coming out there like, don't go over there. Only as a team.
they still have 40 seconds left on that Aegis. Ideally, you'd want to take a fight, lose that Aegis, bait some spells.
Go high ground right now?
Yeah.
I think they've got all the momentum. Considering that this is a Spectre draft, it is moving so quickly. Now, usually you expect games like these to go on a bit longer. Again, Iceberg, he's got the Manta. He's going to just TP out. Doesn't want to have to deal with Nico Baby. Nico Baby has nothing to cancel that TP, so... He just waves goodbye. Says, I'll see you again soon. And now it looks like Razor just wrong place, wrong time. And the whoa is want to fly. Being very, very cheeky is just TP's right to Shrine. Ignis gets dropped. They tug him right back in again. And those Illuminates going to be able to take down Crystal Maiden. Flow trying to get out, but there's just too many people. They knock him right back into the Ignis, and they get another kill. No buyback on the Razor. Oh, I hear a Haunt. I see a Dusa, and she's got that Stone Gaze going, and just look at Spectre, just waltzes right on into the base, says, all right, I'll wait for you to come to me.
Crystal Maiden
no
fought
problem.
back, everyone.
Maiden,
Go back quickly.
It's the end. Dagon comes through. They get the kill on the Dusa. This is a nice freezing field, but you can't stay alive for long enough. These four staffs are just doing so much work. Slayer now chasing down Fata. He wants to get this kill. He's not going to be able to get it.
There's
33, he heals him up, and he gets taken down. There is a buyback on the Dusa now. I don't know if that's going to be enough.
You know what I like to say. When it's time to call it, just call it.
It's that easy.
It is.
There's going to be another buyback, though. Slayer wants to be a part. And if you look at what the Spectre has, it's not even that much in the sense, right? Like, again, we're only 30 minutes in with this draft, but Alliance just playing so tidily. It's going to be this turn of going using.
They don't have any catch.
They don't, that's the
like,
problem.
Ogre is their catch. Or if Flash Rack somehow lands a 5-man stun.
So that's how many buybacks now? There we go. So pretty much we got 3 buybacks on the side of Flytothemoon. Razor doesn't have buyback, and neither does the Ogre, just monetarily speaking. Oh, look at this follow-up limp. He's gonna be able to get that disarm. Life drain. Oof. That is a big oof. Blink Dagger picked up now for a bad. Yeah, we've reached a
point where Medusa is just being annoying with spamming the Mystic Snake, so it's delaying Alliance's kind of secured win at this point.
It just feels like they never hit their stride, and that they just needed someone to make a lot more space for the Dusa. But again, just Nico Baby's playing very, very well. They didn't have enough harass for him in lane, and then he proceeds to get, what, two kills in lane. First Haunt gets a kill, and then just goes right back to farming again. He's just, I don't think we've seen a wasted or defensive Haunt at all.
I love this combo. Chakra plus Blast from Pugna, 2 in a row.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Well, it's even more stuff that they're going to be able to take off the map.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They do get the top tower, though. Slayer already TP's right back again. But I mean, you've got towers to spare right now if you're Alliance. You obviously don't ever want to really give up any, but I think you've got bigger fish to fry at this point.
It's so hard for them to come back into the game since they have a Spectre who's always going to be on a different side, can join easily a team fight, so split pushing is not that effective.
This is, why did Iceberg go so far out? Ignis getting dropped is going, oh, look at the positioning too. She's got to run in towards it, take the long way, and they do so much damage to her. They've got the Dagons. They take her down. 33 is going to get that kill. Always Want to Fly is now very, very dead. And the BKB comes out from the Razor, but there's just too much physical damage. The good game gets dropped down. Alliance securing game number 1 in a very dominating fashion.
Yeah. Seems like Iceberg just wanted to end the game there with that move. There's nothing you learn from this game anymore, and it's a 100% win for Alliance because there's no comeback mechanic unless they somehow decide to dive the fountain.
Yeah, it like you said, it reached that point where it was mostly playing with your food, and unfortunately for the side of Flytothemoon, I'm not sure if it was maybe a little bit with the draft, or just, you know, having certain heroes make a little bit more space. It just didn't pan out for them.
Yeah, very passive lineup coming out from Flytothemoon. I know CIS, Dotka, and I know they can play way better, so I'm expecting some kind of stuns, some lockdown for them to actually manage to even come back into the game if they're in a bad position. In terms of net worth, they were doing fine, but there was no plan. They were just hitting creeps.
And it feels weird to say that CIS is playing very passively. That's not normally known for their passive playstyle, especially these guys. But we are going to take a short break, guys, and when we come back, we're going to see if Flytothemoon can get back in this game.